She got them blue eyes, caramel thighs, long hair, no wedding ring. Yo, what is up, you sexy ass motherfuckers? It is I, the sexiest streamer, YouTuber, whatever the hell you want to call me nowadays, man in the world. It's Capn4is. It is yo Captain, motherfuckers. Go ahead and grab yourself a rifle. Get in line and prepare to charge to your death, because under my command, you're fucked. Welcome to yet another Rome 2 Total War battle. This one is going to be a tournament battle in marketable skills. Siege battle. It is going to be a medium funds battle on a medium settlement. It's going to be a 1v1. It's going to be the Blue Lion Boys, the Messalians versus the Nabateans for the first battle. I'm going to be playing as Nabatea with those beautiful, beautiful archers. Then, of course, my enemy, Bloodlust, had to fucking remember his name there for a second, is going to be playing as the Blue Lion Boys. But it's definitely a really interesting battle and very close battle too. But yeah, make sure you guys sit back, relax, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself some food, hang out for a little bit, and let's get our sexy asses started. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it so that way we can get right to the action. So yeah, automatically he's going to go ahead and move up. He's got Celtic Warriors, Thorax Swords, and Theros Spears. This is going to be a very, very quick battle, so I'm going to try my best to be able to get you guys all the little nitty-gritty details too. I'm going to be having some Nabatean heavy archers, swords. I got some of those sexy-ass Armored Desert Hoplites, which for Nabatea, they are just fantastic. Some Levy Spears, and then a Noble Sword is my general, as well as a unit of Desert Heavy Lancers. Oh yeah. And his general unit is going to be a unit of Messalian Hoplites. He also has 4 archers, but with Massalia, they kind of stay hidden for a little bit, so you won't see them here for a second. But yeah, he's going to go ahead and move up and engage with these walls. I'm setting up in a slight formation here to be able to try and hold these walls. I'm trying to make this so that way he cannot utilize his Theros Spears. Got my guys here ready and set up to go. He is going to go ahead and set up 2 towers over here, so I'm afraid that he's going to try to flank me. So I am going to go ahead and try to move these Levy Spearmen as soon as he starts, because he's going to try to get some of that flanking fire with his mercenary Gallic Hunters, and I don't really want to deal with that, so I'm going to go ahead and try to retreat those Levy Spearmen and get him to a slightly better position, so that way if they are taking fire, it won't deal nearly as much damage. He's already beginning to attack. Wow, I should have slowed that down a little bit earlier. My bad, guys. He's charging with his Thorax Swordsman. I'm going to go ahead and recharge in, or counter his charge with my Nabatean Swordsman. Nabatean swords aren't great, but they can hold the line here for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and engage with these Celtic Warriors and Thorax Swordsman. The enemy. Damn, sorry guys, it's a little late. I'm a little bit tired, I'm going to be honest with you. He's going to go and try to shoot me, but this arrow tower is going to protect me a little bit, which is fantastic. I am going to start engaging with the enemy and trying to get some fire on these guys. My main advantage here is my archers, because of the fact that I have heavier archers, so I'm going to try to utilize as much ammo as possible and do as much damage to these Thorax Swords as I possibly can. Getting that charge bonus off on these Thorax Swords was beautiful, doing a decent amount of damage. Just trying to do as much damage as possible while I engage with my enemy. He is trying to move up on this flank, but again, my Nabatean swordsman doing a fantastic job of holding against these Celtic warriors. He's going to try to start focusing down my Nabatean heavy archers, but they're heavy archers. They're meant to be able to take a hit or two, so I'm going to start firing back at him. I don't want him to be able to utilize his archers, so I'm going to try to fire back and keep him from actually doing so. He is going to start moving up those Theros Spears to be able to try and get some volleys into my men, but there's really not too much I can do. I can shoot at them, but again, not too terrible. Like, there's not a huge amount of stuff that I can do. I am going to go ahead and start moving up some Nabatean swords, some reserves, because I just don't want the enemy. Fuck off, yawns. To be able to break through these lines here, but just look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. The Lion Boys, dude, their spears, their swords are just so fucking pointy. The Gladius is just beautiful. I gotta say, I like the curved sword of the Nabateans, though. It almost reminds me of that one, what's the movie? The movie where he, like, goes to Mars, and he, like, almost gains superpowers because he's not, like, a Martian or an alien there, and so, like, his body weight compared to those that are like born there are different. So he has like super jumps and super strength and everything. He's like the Hulk, but it was like based on Western times, but he accidentally teleported. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but that was a great movie as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to cycle out some guys, cycle out some heavy lancers, just trying to get some charges off. I'm trying to do whatever I can to be able to take out these thorax swords, because these thorax swords definitely outclass my Nabatean swordsmen by a lot, so I just have to try to do as much damage to them as I can with my archers. That way they can't just completely pummel me and push through my lines. So yeah, I'm going to do that, but the enemy is doing a great job of moving those Mycelian Thorough Spears to be able to harass any units that they see trying to move in and do damage. I am trying to cycle out my Heavy Lancers and my Levy Spearmen, just so that way I can get some good charges off. Stop yawning. Oh, sorry guys. God, the yawning today. And like I said, I had a long day at work, so I apologize for all that. But yeah, no, I am starting to break here, so I'm going to go and charge my Capn and try to get some support in here and do some more damage against these thorax swords. But it's not going to stop my Nabatean swords from breaking. But I was able to get another fresh unit of Nabatean swords in here to be able to hopefully engage with the enemy units. But yeah, they're really just kind of focusing fire on my cavalry now. They have taken so many shots and really haven't done too much. I mean, 23 kills on a 900 cost unit really is not good at all. And yeah, so he is going to go ahead and try to move around my Levy Spearmen here, utilize that gap and be able to flank around my swords. I'm going to try to counter his flanking charge with these Armored Desert Hoplites, but he did successfully get a little bit of a flank off. And now that this gap is open, he's going to try to utilize this gap as well and try to get his troops around here. I do have another unit of Armored Desert Hoplites nearby, but I saw that my front line was starting to break, so I thought that I needed to go ahead and send those up there. I do still have this unit of Nabatean swordsmen fighting against these Celtic warriors. I don't know how these Celtic warriors are still alive, but they're still kicking. They're still doing decent damage to my Nabatean swordsmen, which is a little bit of a rip. Nabatean swordsmen aren't great, but I mean, they can do a little bit of damage. They can definitely do a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move that unit of Armored Desert Hoplites back, because I don't want them to be able to engage with my archers. I'm trying to do whatever I can to stop them from engaging with my archers, and this whenever I realized that I still had my general. I forgot that I still had my general in the background. He was just kind of hanging out. And so, yeah, I was just trying to get him in there so that way he could get into the fight and help out here. But yeah, we've got... Damn it, guys. God, I'm sorry. We got some Armored Desert Hoplites. Some very elite units, some very expensive units in here trying to hold the line, but he is going to go ahead and utilize yet another small gap here and try to get to my archers. So I'm forced to have to retreat my archers. So I have to retreat my archers, and remember, I have to utilize those archers in the best way possible because that's my main unit. But he is going to go ahead and turn around and try to get a flank on these hoplites, so I'm going to go ahead quickly, turn my archers around to be able to get some flanking fire on these thorax swords and hopefully break them before they can do too much damage, because I really need my guys to be able to do as much damage as they possibly can. And so they're going to get a little bit of a charge in there, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to get surrounded and they're going to get killed. But at least they're going to do whatever they can to hold the line against the enemy forces. And those thorax swordsmen did take a lot of fire to the ass, so you know what? I can't complain too much. Yeah, my troops are starting to break. My Armored Desert Hoplites are beginning to break. My swordsmen are starting to break. I did finally kill the Well, oh no, I didn't kill the Celtic warriors. I decided I needed to get these swordsmen away from those Celtic warriors to be able to try and plug this line and have my archers keep firing. So I pulled them away from that fight so that way they could actually engage with the front line of the enemy units. Enemy units are starting to break some of those thorax swords, but so are my Armored Desert Hoplites. Even at 99 men, they're still starting to break. Plus at 52, I mean, they're dropping pretty quickly because they're surrounded. I don't blame them for breaking, but they are starting to break over here. My general was able to successfully break this Thero Spear unit over here, but I'm going to have to engage with yet another Mycelian Thero Spears, and Mycelia is going to go ahead and turn those Celtic warriors that I had initially been engaging with my Nabatean swords over into my archers. So I'm going to quickly use one of my archers that are low on ammo to be able to stop them from running here, and then have my other archers just kind of focus fire them to hopefully break them. But I had accidentally told my archers, well, not accidentally, but I saw the flank of these Mycelian Thero Spears were open. So I kind of thought that these archers would be able to quickly break these Celtic warriors, but apparently, no, the Nabatean heavy archers are great. but they're definitely not like melee units. So I mean, they'll hold against these Celtic warriors for a little bit, but they won't be able to break them by themselves. But I did see an opportunity to be able to hopefully break these Massilian Theros spears to be able to get my general into the fight. So we are going to try to do whatever we can to break them, so that way my general can at least get to the front line and start doing some damage against the enemy forces. I do still have these 2 units of armored Desert Hoplites left, but they're very, very damaged. They've taken a lot of fire. They fought a lot of guys, so they're going to quickly break here. I am going to go ahead and try to retreat my general, but I wasn't really thinking too much. I don't know why I decided to retreat my general whenever the enemy does outnumber me. And right now I have to utilize as much archer fire as I can. So while my general is retreating, they still have plenty of units to be able to come in and engage with my forces. And of course, noble swords aren't great. They're not the worst unit in the game, but for their cost, they're definitely not worth it. They're like a 720 cost. And again, they're not terrible, but for only like 45 armor and a low attack, like it's just not great. So yeah, he is going to go ahead and charge up this unit of Massilian Theros spears. I'm going to try to get my archers out of there, but that was a huge mistake by me. I should have just distracted him with 1 unit of archers, so that way I can continue to shoot at the flank of these Massilian hoplites. But no, I'm just going to keep on running away with these beautiful armored archers. They look so cool. They almost kind of give me like an Assassin's Creed 1 vibe. I don't know why, but they're really cool. And I love those swords too. Like the Nabatean swords just look fantastic. Beautiful. But yeah, my general is going to go ahead and put up a noble stand here, trying to get as many kills as possible, trying to face off against this enemy general. And get as many kills as they can, but there are gaps, so I am about to get flanked. He's going to go and start charging in all of these mercenary Gallic hunters to be able to get those flanks on my general as well. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that I'm about to die. This general is getting absolutely smacked in the rear, and not in a good way. Like, he is getting destroyed, and at this time I finally got my archers firing on the enemy general and such, but it's too late. It's too late. There's nothing that I can do. At this point, it's just trying to get as many kills as possible, unless I can successfully get a lucky arrow in the knee of the enemy general, and cause a mass breakage. But now it looks like that's going to be it. Enemy general is going to be charging in. My archers are doing whatever they can to try and hold back this unit of Massilian Theros spears, but it's just not going to be enough. The general is dead. The city has fallen. There is no point to keeping these archers fighting. Still, look at those swords. Look at those swords swing. Let's go. Oh, and they're fucking like condom hats. Let's go. Actually, I don't know what it is, but I love those helmets. They're actually really cool. They're so smooth, and they got like the bandana wrapped around it. Oh, that was so fucking cool. But yeah, that was a very close battle, very fun battle. Let's go ahead and move over to the second battle played by me and Battleman. We're going to go ahead and end the replay, look at the kills here, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the other battle, which is insane, guys. You definitely won't want to miss it. It's a very, very interesting battle. It turns out different. It definitely turns out differently than I had expected, but here's the kills, here's the losses. Again, those thorax swordsmen doing very well, holding their own, being the initial frontline unit, doing a lot of damage to my Nabatean swordsmen. We were about even on numbers, and then those Theros spears did some very, very good damage to my units. But yeah, let's go ahead and move over to the next replay, and let's get it started. All right, guys, and we are back. This time the battle is going to be on the same map, the map of Tur. This time I'm going to be playing as Egypt, fighting against Nabatea, of course, because of the fact that I'm an attacker. It's not going to show their army right off the bat, but as Egypt, I did bring some units of thorax swordsmen, a lot of Levi Theros spears, a unit of Galatian Royal Guard, some Galatian swords, and then of course those beautiful Korean archers. I also had a feeling that he was going to try to sally out, so I brought a unit of camel spearmen to be able to help counter against that, just to be safe. You know, it's always better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, he's going to try to play as Nabatea and kind of show me how to actually play him, I guess. Very fun faction, very good faction to play. Do not blame him at all. But yeah, no, again, very interesting battle. If you guys have run out of drink, run out of snacks, make sure you guys go and grab some more, because we still got 18 minutes left. And you know how I like to chunk you guys up. You know I love you guys. All right, let's get into it. So we got some arrow towers firing into me. Those fiery arrows of justice, or death in this case, because he's my enemy. Fuck those towers. Fuck them. Can't you? You can, I mean, there's holes, I guess. Where there's a hole, there's a goal. But I don't really think you could really do too much. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could like squeeze your dick in between the twig, because I feel like it's probably a pretty Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave my Leviathero Spears in the background. I don't want to charge them in quite yet. I want to get my swords into the fray and do as much damage to the enemy forces as I possibly can. Let's go ahead and just have this play on regular speed. I do have this unit of Galatian Swordsman, kind of stealing his strategy a little bit, moving this unit of Galatian Swordsman, cheaper Swordsman in first to be able to engage with this Nabatean Swordsman. I got my archers firing into the side of these Nabatean Swordsmen. Again, just trying to do as much damage as I can to make it an easier time for my Galatian Swordsmen to actually fight them. I got a unit of Thorax Swordsman over here engaging with this square formation Levy Spearman. The enemy has a couple of units of Desert Hoplites. I never used Desert Hoplites as Nabatea. I mean, they're not terrible, but the Armored Desert Hoplites definitely do a lot more damage. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about regular Desert Hoplites in the comments below. By the way, I know I never mentioned the actual rules of this battle. Let me try to think about it real quick. It is 1-1-3, max 1 pike, max 1 artillery, and max 3 archers. And then it's max 5 of each different type of unit. So max 5 like spears and max 5 swords, max 5 calves, stuff like that. And that does include your general. So if you bring a sword general, which my unit is considers a sword general, he's a carrying axeman. Wherever he went. Oh, he's right back there. Yep. So I do have technically a sword general, so I could only bring 4 additional sword units. So I did put a decent amount, well, I guess not a decent amount of money, but I did put some money inside of my Leviathero Spears, because Leviathero Spears for Egypt are just amazing. They're such a cheap cost for those, you know, spear throwing units. It's just beautiful. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move my Thorax over here to start trying to engage with these Desert Hoplites, but my guys just do not want to engage. They keep going into some weird-ass formations, and I completely forgot that there's a nice, like, flanking fire area on this map right there. So my Thorax swords are definitely going to take some heavy fire, but they're an armored unit, so hopefully they don't take as many losses, but they're still taking a decent chunk of losses. Still fighting against these damn Levy Spears. They do a fantastic job of holding the line. I'm going to go ahead and start trying to get some Leviathero Spears up here to be able to help me with this engagement, because I need to try to break through the enemy lines as quickly as possible, so that way they can't continuously utilize those archers. He also still does have 2 units of Nabatean Axe Warriors, as well as a unit of Armored Desert Hoplites, and then 3 units of Nabatean Heavy Archers. It's beautiful. But yeah, my Thorax Swords, I'm going to try to get them back, because I don't want them to keep getting flanking fired. Again, I'm trying to kill these Levy Spearmen, but my Thorax Sword, every time I try to engage with them, they just keep going into some weird-ass column formation. I think it's kind of the position of the walls and such, which is a little bit of a rip, but that's alright. I'm trying to use my archers to be able to do as much damage to these Nabatean swordsmen and such as possible. I want to make sure that his more damage-dealing units are weakened whenever they engage with my Thorax Swords, to give them the opportunity to be able to get more kills, to be able to live for a longer amount of time. He is going to go and move up a unit of Desert Hoplites, because he doesn't want me to let this tower just keep on shooting at him. I am going to try to move this Levy Spear unit over to the flank to hopefully shoot at these Levy Spearmen. I mean, some of you might say that's a little bit of a waste of ammo, but these Levy Spears have been holding for so damn long. I need to just break them. And then I do have my unit of Galatian Royal Guard charging into a unit of Desert Hoplites. I'm just going to try to quickly start engaging with this metal and doing as much damage as I can with my super elite unit. I'm going to go ahead and use Headhunt here. And then hopefully, I think I'm moving my general up. Yes, to use a special ability. I can't remember what it's called. Hopefully it'll pop up. It looks like a turtle, I think, with a sword in it. If I remember correctly. Come on, use your ability, general. There you go. Oh, it's like a... Okay. I mean, it's a helmet with a spear. Turtle with a sword, helmet with a spear. You know, yin-yang type of deal. But yeah, so between these two, you know, it increases the melee attack and morale by a lot. Headhunt is such a fantastic ability, especially if you have Second Wind. And Battle Rhythm, increasing that melee attack and melee defense and weapon damage and speed on top of Headhunt, like, that's a deadly combo, especially on this elite type of unit. It's just, it's beautiful. Yeah, the enemy archers are starting to kind of return fire on me a little bit. They're going to start trying to shoot at my Leviathero Spears, but that's okay. As long as they're not focusing fire on my Thorax Swords, I'm happy, because these are going to be my main damage-dealing units. I need them to be able to do as much damage as I can, as long as I utilize throwing my spears with these Levy-Theros spears that I'm not really too worried about losing them to Archer Fire. Plus, I have plenty more. I've got one more being sent up. I still got 3 more in reserve, and I still do have that unit of Cav as well. That spear, that Desert Spear Camel unit, so hopefully they'll be able to do some damage too. But the enemy is going to utilize a little bit of a wombo combo here. The Nabatean Axe Warriors, as well as the Armored Desert Hoplites to engage with my Thorax Swords. Not a bad idea, considering those Axe Warriors can definitely do a little bit more damage to armor, because Axes always do a little bit more damage. But still, you can't change my mind. Nabatean Axe Warriors are the worst unit in the entire game. Although their axes look amazing. It almost reminds me of the Assassin's Creed Odyssey axe. It looks really cool. I'm a huge fan. But anyways, we're talking about Rome. Get your mind out of the gutter. Let's talk about history. Well, I guess that is history. Let's talk about Roman history? That's not during Roman. Well, it's during Greek times. I don't know if Rome had gotten involved during that time yet, or if it was Persia. I don't know, but my Galatian Royal Guard are kicking ass. These Desert Hoplites do not stand a chance against these head-hunting, battle rhythm having, second wind looking ass units. It is just beautiful. Look at that blue and gold. They're wearing like banana pants, gray armor, and then like cloud shirts. It's just beautiful. They're gonna go ahead and start trying to charge in some Nabatean swordsmen to be able to do some damage as well. But yeah, we're doing some decent damage. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to move up with my Thorax Swords. I don't want them to get like a huge charge bonus with those Axe Warriors, so we're just gonna keep trying to do as much damage as we can. Our unit of Thorax Swords is still holding valiantly over here. I've got a unit of the Levy-Theros Spears trying to get some flanking fire over on the enemies just through that little gap. They keep cycle charging me, which is fantastic on their part. Every time they run away, I try to notice, that way I can get a couple of volleys of archers onto them while their backs are turned. But finally, my Galatian swords are breaking against this Nabatean swordsman unit. I think that was the second one that they sent in, because that Galatian sword had a decent amount of kills too. I don't know, Galatian swordsman 91 with 84 kills, so I don't know, it could have been the same unit the whole time, but still, for a very cheap unit, definitely did not do bad at all. I'm trying to get a couple of volleys of Levy-Theros spears onto these Nabatean heavy archers to hopefully change their fire, or at least make them retreat here for a long while. So it looks like my strategy is working. These Levy-Theros spears, again, aren't getting like too many kills, but they're doing their job. They're holding off the enemy. They're trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. And you know, they're just there to be able to throw their spears. So they're not there to kill a shit ton of enemies in melee combat. They're there to throw their spears and try to get as many kills as they possibly can. These Galatian Royal Guard, again, doing a fantastic job of just trying to get as many kills as possible. Slowly but surely just chipping away at that right side of that enemy unit. These Thorax Swords having 36 guys left, 133 kills. They're starting to break. I'm going to go ahead and cycle them out. I'm going to try to get these Levy-Theros spears, and I'm trying to save these guys. That way I can hopefully freshen them up and get a good charge bonus off of them, get some extra kills. But they are starting to break just because they're so low. I'm not sure if they're going to start trying to utilize their archers and shoot at them. Yeah, they're starting to break. They just don't have enough guys. So I'm sure they're probably going to break soon. Looking back over to this middle area, my Galatian Royal Guard doing a fantastic job of getting some kills. I'm going to go ahead and start retreating them, because I need to be able to move them over to this flank, because this flank is starting to break. And I don't want them to be able to get too much in the way of a flank on my guys. So yeah, I'm going to try to get them the hell out of here. But the enemy notices that these Galatian Royal Guard kick ass. So they're going to try to just start focusing all of their fire on them, so that way they can't just keep on doing damage to me, which is a very, very smart move on their part. The enemy has broken through the flank. I'm moving these Galatian Royal Guard, even with all the fire that they're taking. I'm going to move them up to be able to try and get as much damage on these guys as possible, because they're starting to break through, and I don't want them to be able to get those flanks on my units. Yeah, this unit of Thorax Swords getting some decent amount of kills, but they are finally starting to break against the numbers of the Nabateans. But yeah, even with all of the archer fire going in, like these Galatian Royal Guard popping on Headhunt are getting still getting a decent amount of kills for a unit of 46. Like, Galatian Royal Guard are just such a powerful unit. Look at those shields. Like, you got arrows on those shields. Their helmets look beautiful. Like, they can really get some shit done. And they're really doing a number on these armored desert hoplites. And plus, with the support of the archers, yeah, they're definitely going to get some nice work done. I'm going to go ahead and retreat this Thorax Sword back. see if I can get them a little bit rested, because they are my high damage dealing unit. We do still have some units of MarketableSkills spears. They're out of ammo, so I'm going to try to get as many kills with them in the front line as I possibly can, potentially break through a couple units. The enemy does have his general in the fray, some Nabatean noble cavalry. So that is definitely going to be dangerous, but hopefully we'll be able to get a couple of kills. The enemy doing a very smart move and moving a unit of Nabatean heavy archers to be able to engage with my MarketableSkills spears that haven't utilized their ammo yet. I'm going to try to move my Galatian Royal Guard in there to engage with those archers. But they are also really low, and they're taking a lot of archer fire so soon. I don't know how long they're going to be able to last against that, but they're going to try to get as many kills as they can. They're fighting for their people, for Egypt, for whoever would be the ruler this time. I don't actually know too much about Egyptian history, but they're kicking ass. 18 guys left, 15 taking so much fire. 7 guys. There's 7 guys left, and they're still fighting. Come on, get the 300. Come on, come on. One more kill. 300, 300, 300, 300. Yes! They got the 300 kills. Nice. Galatian Royal Guard, even with all of the archer fire that they took. Kicking ass. Doing some really good damage. My MarketableSkills spears are in there as well, but they're also taking just so much archer fire. That they just can't take it. My archers are out of ammo, so I'm going to try to get them into here to be able to plug any gaps as well and try to keep, doing damage, getting kills against the enemy forces. But I am starting to break here, guys. Like, my MarketableSkills spears, my Galatian Royal Guard, my archers are out of ammo. I mean, I've still got a unit of MarketableSkills spears, and I still got my carrying axemen. But right now, like, I mean, I got a unit of depleted thorax swords trying to do as much damage as they can, but I mean, they're surrounded. I've got Cav charging into me, into my archers. Hopefully my archers might be able to get a snipe on their general, but it's not looking... I mean, the balance of power says it's in my side, but I'm, like, looking at this battlefield, and I'm like, I just don't... Maybe it's because I still have my archers, and it's not taking into account the ammo that they don't have. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it still says I've got a pretty decent chance, which surprises me. But I don't know. We're going to go ahead and keep fighting against these Nabatean heavy archers. My mercenary Cretan archers are engaged. The enemy is out of ammo as well. They're going to go ahead and try to move their archers up to engage with my guys. I'm trying to get my MarketableSkills spears over here to be able to get some volleys off. The enemy general is going to go ahead and try to charge over here. I'm going to try to get a volley or two on the enemy general to be able to try to do as much damage to them as can. If I can kill the general, I can quickly break their morale. And if I can break their morale, then I can definitely win this game. But yeah, my Theros Spears trying to do whatever they can to be able to utilize that ammunition. I'm going to try to run them away from that general to try and save that ammo, because if I can use that ammo, then I can definitely win this. I'm going to go ahead and start trying to move my general up so that way I can start using their ammo as well and keep using their abilities. But yeah, my archers doing a really good job at holding the enemy archers too. And I mean, they're Cretan archers. Cretan archers are beautiful, but I don't know. I really don't know what the 30 armor. We've got 12 melee attack. Yeah, so they definitely beat me on melee attack. Like, on a one-on-one, their archers definitely beat mine. Oh, sorry about the yawning, guys. Again, it's just really late, and I've had a very long day of work. So hopefully that's the last time I have to apologize, because damn, fuck this yawning. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to get my general up here so that way I can get some ammo. Ammo tossed over at these cavalry units and such. But yeah, I still got this unit of MarketableSkills spears engaged with these enemy archers, so hopefully they'll be able to get a decent amount of kills as well. The enemy general is engaging with my carrying axeman unit. He's going to go ahead and pull out of that one, so that way he can keep utilizing those charge bonuses. I did successfully break an archer unit, but the enemy still has some Nabatean axe warriors. They still got some Nabatean swordsmen and cavalry, those cycle charges, and all I have is archers that have no ammo. A camel spear cav unit, which I completely forgot about, so the enemy's going to get a free oh no, I didn't forget about them. I was trying to dismount them so that way I can get them up on the wall, but the enemy did notice that. But I'm going to turn them around quickly and hopefully get some kills on that general again. If I can kill that general, then I can definitely have a good chance of winning this game. But look at the camels just scatter. I wonder how they would do in a grassland like this with just plenty of water and such. Would they drink to death because they have too much water? Is it like a cactus, or if you overwater it, it dies? I don't know. But we still have this unit of camel spears, so we're going to try to get them out of here. We have a unit of MarketableSkills spears. We have our carrying axeman general, but I don't know, guys. This is definitely going to be a tough one. I'm trying to use He's trying to use his abilities. I'm trying to use my abilities. It's a close one. They've got a lot of units left. He's still got his general. Like, this is a close-ass battle. Nabatean Swordsman with 148 kills. That general's going to be coming in, getting a little bit of a flanking charge on mine. Yeah, then my Levithero Spears still holding the line, getting a decent amount of kills against the cavalry, against the archers. I'm honestly surprised with how quickly the other Thero Spears broke. I'm surprised these ones are still fighting, but they're not only fighting, they're getting some decent amount of kills. And I guess it's probably because they're fresh and the enemy units are winded. Plus, they're also fighting against archers. But archers, like Nabatean heavy archers, can definitely do a number. But yeah, I did send up my camel spears to be able to hopefully start, pulling enemy units off, which they are. And hopefully dealing damage to the enemy units. And that general did go ahead and get a charge, but every time he charges in, he takes a few losses. So maybe one of these days I'll get lucky and kill that general, because if I kill that general, then we can definitely win the game. But look at this, carrying Axeman fighting against those archers. You got the enemy general in the background, trying to get some flanks off, trying to get some charges off, doing some good work. My carrying Axeman with taking a lot of damage. Like, damn, 81 guys left fighting against these Nabatean swords. They're definitely racking up their kills because this is a super cheap general unit. I'm honestly surprised they're still alive. They've got 63 kills, and I know they still got a pretty decent amount of ammo left too. But I just can't utilize it because they have to be on the front line. They have to keep fighting against these enemy units. These Levithero Spears are still holding. I don't know how, but they are still holding. Carrying Axeman at 69, 68. Enemy units breaking. Nabatean Swordsman 32. I'm finally beginning to form square formation. This unit of Nabatean heavy archers are starting to break. I think it was at this point. Yeah, no, it was the enemy archers are starting to break. I think it was at this point that the enemy general had died. I don't know. Let me know if you guys had see him, guys. But I'm pretty sure it was at this point that I got super lucky and the enemy general died. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get my general the fuck out of dodge. Get him around the flank of my spears in square formation so that way they don't get charged by that cavalry unit. Because if my general stays alive, then my guys can definitely win this battle. But my general's starting to break. He's not dead yet, but he's starting to break. But yeah, he finally comes back. We got Nabatean Axe Warriors that are starting to break with almost 300 kills. I don't know how the fuck you got so many kills with shitty Axe Warriors, but yeah, enemy's going to try to get his cap through and start engaging with my general. I'm going to try to utilize my ammo, throw a couple of things into the enemy horses, because if we can break that cab, and there we go. The enemy is starting to break. The golden boys with the bandanas are beginning to break. And they broke. And that is the end of that battle. A very close one. A very kind of surprising ending. I know the balance of power was like, yo, you gonna win. But I'm like, no, the fuck I am. I don't know what you're talking about. You're drunk. But yeah, no, somewhere we somehow managed to pull that out of our ass. That was very good. Let's go ahead and end the replay and look at some of those kills there. Getting 1,571 kills. He even got more kills than me, 1,756, and I still somehow won, which was crazy. Those archer kills, 275, 198, 211. A lot of those were on my Levithero Spears. Those hoplites, again, those desert hoplites aren't great. The armored desert hoplites are fantastic, but the regular desert hoplites can break very easily. Those axe warriors, we don't look at that. Axe warriors are still the shittiest unit in the game. See, we just look at that right there. That proves my point. Boom. And even the swordsman getting a decent amount of kills, but overall not bad. But GG's to my opponent, Bloodlust. It was very fun. I quite enjoyed those battles, even whenever I was trying to go to sleep. And then you still wanted to play the damn battles. So there you go. You got your battles, motherfucker. No, but it was a pleasure, Bloodlust. Always a pleasure. But it was a pleasure for you guys, too. Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I really do appreciate it. If you guys like this YouTube video and you want to see more content made by yours truly, I do stream on twitch.tv. My schedule as of right now is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starts at 7 p.m. MST, whereas with Sunday, I start at noon MST. So make sure you guys stop by, say hi. I'd love to be able to see your sexy faces there. If you guys also like to, make sure you check out my Discord channel, which will will be down in the description below, with the Discord channel. I'm always on there trying to talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, love on you guys, call you guys sexy, all of the good stuff. So make sure you guys join that as well. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing your sexy asses again soon. Goodbye.